In the aftermath of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, President Obama made this prophecy. This is our first task, caring for our children. It's our first job. If we don't get that right, we don't get anything right. That's how, as a society, we will be judged. And by that measure, can we truly say as a nation that we are meeting our obligations? Can we honestly say that we're doing enough to keep our children, all of them, safe from harm? Did you hear that? Caring for our children is our first task. That's how, as a society, we will be judged.
The baby part selling scandal comes on the heels of this clinic, right here in Bloomington.
Close it down.
Being written up for severe and disturbing violations by the Indiana Health Department. The lack of concern for women's health detailed in the citations is just as disturbing as the videos that have caused a nationwide firestorm, and should be more so for those of us gathered here because this is happening in our own community. How much more evidence do we need that this organization does not deserve funding from our local tax dollars?
Yes.
If Planned Parenthood applies for a grant from the County Council's Social Services Fund, that application should be rejected.
Amen.
And City Councilor Dorothy Granger, who works as a clinic escort at Bloomington's Planned Parenthood facility, she has disclosed that fact and recused herself from the vote this past June.
Amen.
No more social welfare for Planned Parenthood. Thank you.
Thank you.
These babies are alive and capable of feeling the excruciating pain of abortion as they are torn apart in these body parts chop shops. The most disturbing part is that Planned Parenthood might be operating within the letter of the law. If so, then the law must be changed. Yes! The legislation to end this practice of the calculated harvesting of human baby body parts is to protect these tiny human lives. As a state legislator, I have testified on pro-life legislation and supported each and every pro-life bill that has been presented for a vote. I also urge each of you to contact your federal legislators, as I have, and ask them to support the Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act. If you are looking for the war on women, then look no further. There is nothing more degrading inflicted upon women and the tiny baby girls that are destroyed than the abortion procedure. This is not reproductive health care.
Please take a moment to consider the irony that if any woman entering this Planned Parenthood were actually entering an obstetrician's office at the same point in their pregnancy, the woman would be shown an ultrasound, and the doctor or ultrasound technician would say, "This is your baby. See its heartbeat? See its spine and arms and legs? Fingers and toes?" My wife and my experience when we went to our OB's office at 12 and 15 weeks, and then at 18 weeks we returned to find out the sex of our baby girl, and 2 years later at 18 weeks, the sex of our baby boy. I understand one person's choice, but what about another distinct person's potential and their choice? Does anyone have the right to say that another innocent, whole human person shouldn't have a chance to live and live up to their potential? C.S. Lewis called this the tyranny of living. And where have we seen this before? Historians and anthropologists have seen this in the likes of Genghis Khan, Adolf Hitler, Heinrich Himmler, and Joseph Mengele. Now here some might immediately protest and say that I'm exaggerating. Continue this. My friend Denise Sawyer has pointed out to me that at the beginning of each day, the doctor or doctors who are performing abortions that day are presented with a list of fetal body parts on the researcher's wish list. Let that thought roll around your skull for a moment. A researcher's wish list of body parts, along with information about the patients who are having abortions that day and the gestational age of the unborn baby. Then the doctors will tailor their abortion procedures so as not to destroy the organs requested. Doesn't that bring to mind Hitler, Himmler, and Mengele? And now Planned Parenthood. So I ask all people of conscience to ask for the formal investigation and defunding of Planned Parenthood. Thank you.